here today with Dan Lovy, local photographer, and Gordon Harris, our local historian. And we're going to be talking about a collaborative project that they've put together for Ipswich Illumination called Ipswich Now and Then. Dan, can you tell us about how this project
Sure.
came to be?
Gordon was showing me various photographs of scenes from the town at the turn of the century.
Yeah.
And I was looking at them and saying, well, it looks similar, but there are differences. Maybe it might be interesting to recreate the photograph as it looks today.
Yeah, we went out and did that one day, for a couple of days.
Yeah, we did. We took a photograph and then we tried to get the angle just right so it would reflect what the scene looked like today. And it was surprising to see the things that, a lot of things were similar, but a lot of things you could see the historical difference. That what used to be the A&P store, for example, is now
CVS.
The local CVS.
But everything is still recognizable, and that's really a wonderful thing about this town.
Absolutely. And it was fun to see the views of the streets, how little they've changed.
Yeah, these photographs were taken by a couple of really early photographers, Edward Darling and George Dexter, actually in the late 19th century. Some of those photos go back probably to like 1870s. One of my favorites is looking straight up Summer Street, where the view is still exactly the same.
One of the things that we did was when you see the presentation, we overlay it and we fade to the two, so you can see both what's changed and what's stayed the same.
And then you sort of fade out the monochrome in some of those as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really a nice trick.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So how can somebody see this installation?
Well, they will be set up at the Hall Haskell House for the first weekend of Illumination, October 11th and 12th.
Very good. So Friday and Saturday evening.
And Saturday evening. And we'll be online afterwards as well.
Yeah.
And everyone should come out and take a look.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Gordon, just stay with us for a minute. I want to talk to Dan Lovy about another installation that's going to be in the same place at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of like a 2-for-1.
Okay.
And this is a project that Dan Lovy has worked on many ways on many levels to bring together for Ipswich Illumination, and it's 3D Ipswich.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So at the turn of the century, when people still couldn't travel the way they could today, people would take these stereo photographs of famous landmarks, and that was the way that people got to experience travel through these 3D images. So we decided, what happens if we do that through Ipswich?
Yep.
So we went with a 3D camera. And we took all these stills of famous, well-known landmarks within Ipswich and put them together in a series of photographs. And so at the Hall Haskell House, we'll have those photographs and 3D viewers that you could experience that for yourself.
Wonderful. So correct me if I'm wrong, but rumor has it that you printed the 3D viewfinders on a 3D digital printer?
Yes.
Yes.
Again, when you have too many hobbies, that's the kind of thing you end up doing.
Wow, well, that was a labor of love, and something certainly you have to experience it to really understand what Dan is talking about. Is this ocular thing about how our brain and our eyes are connected, and you really do fall into these three-dimensional images.
Yes.
So it's really, again, something you just have to experience. And again, that will be
Hall Haskell House, October 11th and 12th.
Awesome. Simultaneously showing with Ipswich Now and Then.
Yeah, and last year, this is the second year that we've done this. We did it last year, and then we sort of stood back and just kind of watched. It was amazing to watch crowds of people standing around watching these pictures, looking at stereographic images, and saying, I know that place.
Yes.
Wow, it looked like that. So we're really excited about this and doing it for a second time. We appreciate the invitation.
Oh, well, it's nice that it'll be indoors this year and more comfortable and controlled. Yeah. So it'll be a very good viewing experience. A do not miss for Ipswich Illumination 2024.